So, hi everybody, I'm Jody Pear, and this is Cathy.
Hi, I'm Cathy Feltz, and we're in our comfy clothes today because we didn't think we were going to record.
Yes, we had no intention of recording today, and Cathy and I are just in a meeting talking about what is the purpose of these recordings for you, and where are we going in 2021? And we just decided to hit the record button because we're having such a great conversation and thought that maybe it would be helpful for you too. So what does this have to do with joy and organization in your home? Nothing. What does it? Well, I guess that's not entirely true.
Yeah, no.
It does. Yeah.
Setting your goals and knowing where you're going, that helps you bring joy and organization into your house.
You're
Otherwise,
right.
think about it. If you're decorating, but you had no plan for what you're decorating for, like you don't even know, am I making this a dining room or an office or a sitting room? Well, then how are you're going to have a hodgepodge of things that you brought in. It's not going to make any sense.
Yes.
So I think that it's a little bit removed, but I think that it's kind of a key foundational piece.
Good point. Yes. So, what we're talking about is goal planning, and that sounds boring, but it's so exciting because me personally, I've only done this for my life. This will be the third year in a row, and I am 51 years old. I have been writing goals because my boss told me to, in my day job. So there was no, I didn't care about those goals. I was being forced to write those goals. And so I dreaded that process. But 3 years ago now, when I started doing this for my own life, oh my gosh, I started doing it the week between Christmas and New Year's. And I cannot wait to do it because it is a time where I am giving myself permission to dream. And that's what it's about, is dreaming and what do we want in our life. So Cathy and I were just talking about how are we doing this and what are our methods for doing this. So what do you do? Like what you were just started explaining your method, and I said, hang on, we're going to record this in the raw, and we're in our hoodies and looking lovely. And anyway, here we are. So what is your method, Cathy?
So Jody, I'm a little different from you. I think because I have like the organizer brain, some people call it left brain, where I like things, all written down on a list. And so I love goal setting. I love New Year's resolutions. I love thinking about what I'm going to try to achieve. And I actually even do my birthday. I started this year doing like goal setting for my birthday. Like I'm halfway through the year, my birthday's in June. And so then I take a look at, well, okay, what have I accomplished? What do I want to accomplish? Where do I want to go? And so this is like, I've always loved this. I've always loved doing this. But for me, like this past year has really taught me things about slowing down and kind of looking at what's going on for me. And what am I doing? So instead of just being busy and running around and getting things done, I've been forced to, because of COVID, really step back. And I've had a lot more time for reflection. And what I've done is I've worked more on me. I've worked more on what's going on for me personally and how I'm showing up on the planet. And I'm trying to make a better and stronger me so I can bring that to my business. And I think that just happened naturally because of COVID. So that was kind of a little side, benefit from COVID. And so, yeah, I just stepped back. And it's been weird. It felt kind of weird because I was so used to the busyness. But I also think that it's really been helpful. And what I'm hoping, I don't know that we're doing it today, I think we're going to do it next time, is kind of setting out what are some of the topics that we're going to talk about.
Yes. Yeah. And for the year, because we want to have some kind of structure, of inspiring you, and it is everything that we want to share is related to the home. But getting back to our own personal goals, and this is a transition year for me. I retired from a job, that I had for 30 years. I was a secretary at a university, and I started my design business in 2012. And so this year, pre-COVID, I retired from the university so that I could launch full time into my design business. Well, then COVID hit, and it is not I'm not really going into people's homes like I did. And you found yourself in the same situation. And we had a mutual acquaintance introduce the two of us. And so Cathy and I just started talking, and we're like, so what are you doing with your business? And like, we're both stuck in our homes too. And we wanted to be able to contribute something. So we started recording conversations and hoping that just by us sharing our knowledge and our own lessons, that we're helping to inspire you to take action in your life and in your home. So I have been very busy and with the underlying motive of, or not motive, but need, how am I going to make money? How am I going to make a living? And so that causes a lot of panic and uncertainty, because nothing is business as usual. So for me, I guess I did slow down because I started writing, and I didn't, I got really quiet. I didn't feel that it was the right time to promote my business, even though in February, I thought that's what I was going to do. Well, then it seemed insensitive to do that. So I just got really quiet, and I started writing down all of my thoughts and putting them in a structure, and creating books. I self-published books. And I do love writing, and writing has always been something that I've longed to do. So I guess I'm happy about doing that. But I don't have a strategy. I don't have, I'm going to think about it, for 2021, like, how am I going to turn this into a money-making business so that I can survive and do the things that I love to do, so that is going to be part of my goals. But so for the last 3 years, like, for many years, I've been on a self-help, self-development journey, and just reading so many different authors and listening to podcasts, and there's so much information out there. And so my method is a combination of a method that Jack Canfield uses, Mel Robbins, and Sherold Barr. And so that is, it seems pretty massive, but I have taken their inspiration and their methods and just kind of turned it into my own. And so what I do is I take like about a week, and I sit down in the morning when it's quiet, and I feel cozy, and I just get out my notepad and I just start writing. And I think about, like, gosh, like, what am I dreaming of? Like, wouldn't it be great if this happened? And would it be great if that happened? And then to think about, what are some action steps that I could actually take to make that happen? But the two, and Jack Canfield is escaping me at the moment, but he did inspire me significantly for my process. But Mel Robbins, her teachings on doing this, she says, you cannot know where you're going without first knowing where you are. So that was a new process that I incorporated last year, is like taking stock of, where am I at in this moment? And so where are Cathy and I in this moment with our professional journey is, we're trying to be helpful. We're trying to inspire others. And so we're doing these recordings without really having a direction, without knowing where we're going and what do we want to see happen with this. So we're both going to take time out to think about that, and see what is our purpose in doing that and find our common ground so that we can hopefully serve you and help you. So that's important to think about. So what has happened over the past year, and like, what do I feel really good about and what do I feel really bad about? And then think about the things that I want to happen. So I don't know, is there more that you want to add to that?
Yeah, it just, because we were talking about, I love the idea of dreams versus goals. I think sometimes goals sounds like it's not very fun, like it's a lot of work. And dreams, I think a dream, what you dream about becoming or doing or where you dream of going, that's more inspired. And I think your dreams come first, and then you set your goals after that. And so, I think our conversation earlier about different things that we dreamt about in our personal lives and how those ideas and dreams came first, and then we were able to to get to where we wanted to go. And dreams are wonderful because you don't have to figure out all the nitty gritty.
Yes.
You get to let your imagination run wild and run free. And that's how you arrive at what you really want. I think sometimes goals box us in a little too much. So if we dream first, that's probably the most powerful. For me anyway, it's been the most powerful way for me to make changes and to do different things, and I'm sure that people listening have had that experience in their own lives where they've dreamt something first, dreamt about it, and I don't mean dreams when you're sleeping, I mean
daydreaming, visualizing, thinking.
Wishing for. Sometimes that is the thing that comes first that really creates the changes for you.
And I do hope that what you have seen in these videos is that I try to tell you and reinforce a practice that I do in my own life. It's like, what are those dreams? Like what makes me feel really good? I have to put a reminder of that in front of me because otherwise I will forget. And that is how I decorate my spaces. And I'm looking up here, like, what am I facing right now? I am looking at, it's called a Pathfinder vision board. And I've shared pictures of it on Instagram, or, and if you follow me, I'm sharing this. But I have 5 different picture frames hanging in front of me. And each one is a collage of pictures that evoke emotion and feeling in me. And so, for example, one of my photo collages is one that I shared today, and it is a picture of birds, flowers, and a woman writing. And that simple collage just reminds me of, that it's a really good day when I can wake up and I can hear the birds singing, and I can put some delicate flowers on my windowsill, and I can take time out to write. So those are just simple little things. You would think that I would just know that instinctively and that I would try to incorporate that and be aware of that in my life, but I forget. And I think that we're all like that. We get busy dealing with challenges and fires that are put in front of us, or shiny objects that are saying, look at me, and here you got to do this, and here you got to do that. And pretty soon we lose our way and we forget what it is that we can do to make us happy. So I hope that I'm teaching you to create a breadcrumb trail to your dreams, to whatever it is that gives you joy or reminds you of an action that you can take that adds joy to your life. Print that out somehow, symbolize that, and put that in your space so that you don't forget and you have a place to go back that kind of brings you back. And this does tie into a goal for me. And it's like, yep, it's a beautiful picture. It inspires me. It makes me feel great. And I know if I can do it, I feel amazing. And that is writing. And so how am I writing? I'm going to write more books. I'm going to write blog posts. I'm going to write social media posts. So if I can incorporate that into my daily life or near daily life, I love to do it. And it's trickling out into my business and how I'm contributing and sharing my knowledge with the rest of you. So it's like decorating with your dreams and goals and action oriented steps that we can take. It can become decor in a way, in an inspiring way.
Yeah, and it very much, as you're talking about that, it just makes me think of when we're surrounding ourselves, you're surrounding yourself with things that are positive for you. And you're altering your energy and you're reminding yourself, these are my priorities. This is what's important. So instead of getting stuck in busy work, you are pulled back to what's most important to you. And I think we all need reminders of that. We all need reminders of places that brought us joy, people that bring us joy, and things that we want in our lives. So we were talking earlier. Sorry. We were talking
That's what we
earlier
get for impromptu.
So that wasn't turned off. We were talking earlier about your space is a reflection. What's going on in your space is a reflection of what's going on inside of you. And so when things are set up in a way that brings you joy, that's what's going on inside of you. And when your space is set up in such a way that you feel like the weight of the world's on you when you look around, then that's what's going on inside of you. So it's the two are very, very connected, and we don't always remember that.
Yes. And I'm just reminded of another, author and like thought leader, Mike Dooley. I listen to him every single week, and he says, don't get caught up in the how, the when, the where. Like when you're thinking about what you want for your life, think big picture, broad picture. Don't get caught up in the details because we don't have those answers. We don't know. In this moment, we don't, like for me personally, when I think about, I have a dream of having a physical shop someday. I want a shop. I don't know how I'm going to get it, when or where it's going to be, and it's scary to even think about running a place like that. But oh my God, do I want that? And so I have a picture of it in front of me. It's right here next to me. So as I'm sitting here, like I am so inspired by that idea. And that is going in my goals. And what can I do? What action step can I take that brings me closer to having that shop? One that I just did like 2 weeks ago is I launched an online shop. And no, it's not exactly what I wanted, but it's a step in that direction. So anyway, so as I just think, I don't think we're alone in thinking about goal planning this time of year and New Year's resolutions and all of that. So that is why I kind of hit the record button here, because I do feel like maybe, more of you are thinking along the same lines. And so hopefully this is helpful for you. And one other, another thought about New Year's resolutions, I don't do them. Like I don't know what your thoughts are about them, but there's so much pressure and repeated failure. Like, so when you think about, so I don't want want to set a New Year's resolution because it will be something like, I am going to do yoga every single day. I'm going to eat healthy every single day. I mean, it's going to be something ridiculous. And by, day 10, I'm like, so what? I'll just have this cookie. It's okay. And I don't have to go down. I don't have to stretch. I don't have to lift weights. It's like, it's fine. I'm fine. And then I feel like I failed and I let myself down. And so I stopped doing that. And I think that that's a, common knowledge now, to not get yourself caught up in that, but just give yourself permission to dream. And take time to think about what you want in your life and just ask yourself the question, like, what if, and what is it? What's possible for you? What would you love to bring into your life?
Yeah. And that's how it starts.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. This was very fun. So I'm going to stop recording now and you and I are going to get back to serious business.
Okay.
But if anybody has anything to share, we would love to hear from you, because here's what I know, what I've learned this year and probably longer than that, but in trying to run a business and start something is we're supposed to, as business owners, we are supposed to listen to our customers and give them what they want. But if we don't hear from you, we don't know what you want and we're guessing. So feel free to reach out to us and share, just comment, tell us, you like what we're doing, or, what are you doing? This doesn't make sense. I mean, tell us anything, give us a clue. That would be helpful. In the meantime, we are going to share what brings us joy until somebody gives us a different direction.
Yep. That's our plan.
All right, Cathy, I'm going to stop recording. So great to see everybody. Hope this was helpful.
Bye, Jody. See you soon.
Bye.
I want to read December 18th meditation to you from the book Simple Abundance that we often refer to in our recordings. Sarah writes, "Today isn't my birthday, but it might be yours. If it is, I hope you're having a wonderful day, a day of authentic indulgences, joyful simplicities, contemplation, closure, and celebration. We should all commemorate our birthdays that way. I've reached a point where I'm not really big on major birthday gatherings, but I do need to distinguish the birthday of my life in special ways from the rest of the calendar. So I've created my own birthday ritual to help me commemorate the year just past while invoking illumination for the year to come. First, I take a soothing bath, symbolically washing away the past year's pain, sorrow, regrets, mistakes, and guilt. Then I go alone to my bedroom and light one votive candle for each year. This is not as daunting as it sounds if you use the tiny tea lights that come in their own metal container. Gather them together on a tray or spread them around the room. My favorite music is playing in the background. Fragrant incense fill the air, and beside my bed is a bouquet of my favorite flowers. I put on a brand new nightgown and get comfortable in my freshly made bed. Then I offer a personal psalm of thanksgiving for my life. As the candles burn, I reflect on my personal journey so far. I look at old and recent photographs, then read selections from my journal. So many wonderful moments from the past year have already slipped from my conscious memory. It's comforting to call them back for a brief visit. Next, I ask for a birthday gift that only the giver of good can bestow, to conceive a wonderful new dream or plan, to realize a dream delayed, to overcome an old fear or be released from an old pain, to experience a new freedom, to discover a new strength, to find a new friend, to achieve a long-sought goal, to reach toward a new aspiration, to overcome a new challenge. I sip a glass of champagne, then slowly open a beautifully wrapped gift from my authentic self. And of course, it's the perfect present. Many people who love you will try, but no one can celebrate your birthday exactly the way you need for it to be observed. That's because no one really knows the year you've just completed. No one else has lived it. What's more, each year is different. Your 32nd and 48th birthdays won't begin to resemble each other. Your husband Lover, children, friends, and coworkers can be aware of recent events that have unfolded in your life, but only your authentic self knows how deeply these events reverberated. Perhaps a loved one died 6 months ago. The rest of the world assumes you've moved on, when the reality is that the shock of your loss has only begun to wear off and your grief has just set in. Perhaps the perfect birthday gift is to have a special photograph of your loved one, professionally framed or restored. No one else is going to know you need this emotional touchstone, but you do. Maybe you need not a boisterous family party, but a few private hours to remember, to honor the sacredness of the profound changes that have occurred in your life. Birthdays are new beginnings, but they're also moments of personal closure, which are crucial if we are to grow positively into our authenticity. Every birthday, not just the ones marking a new decade, is a significant milestone. Every age brings with it 365 real-life lessons. We turn not older with years, but newer every day. Emily Dickinson reassures the birthday girl in all of us. And that's certainly something worth celebrating in grand style. So happy birthday to you. I've got a good feeling that this coming year is going to be your best yet. Heaven knows you deserve it.